Hello everyone, in this video we're going to go through Thomas's abilities. Thomas is the Bard archetype in a healing or support role there. He does a lot of things with musical instruments and deals damage, does some crowd control in the form of sleeping, and also has some healing as well. So do keep in mind that the abilities in here are based on the closed beta test. Being a support role, he is likely to get some adjustments, most likely rather, to the order in which he gets the skills, maybe getting some of these, the later skills earlier on, so he has more support earlier on in the lower ranks as well. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump right in here. Starting out, we're going to go with his movement ability, which is Slide. This is going to perform a classic slide, receiving 5% damage reduction and boosting him forward a little bit. And then, like most classes, the first orb is going to add charges, but increase the cooldown that's on there. The second orb is going to give him extra distance in the length that he can slide, while still getting the damage reduction. The third orb is going to give him an attack increase on a perfect timing, and also a little bit of movement increase as well. And then the final orb is going to give him a shield of 15% of his max health and receive the movement speed bonus for 6 seconds. And then of course for his basic attack, he's going to deal some single target damage. The first orb is going to increase the cast speed of it, so it travels a little bit faster, and the second orb is going to increase it further to 25%. His next ability is Strong Tune. He's going to play a Strong Tune to shoot a row of 3 magical notes at his target's position that deals some damage, and he can hold this down to aim at a certain location here. So you can target an enemy and cast it, it'll auto-cast to that area, or you can hold it down and aim where you'd like it to go if there's some movement happening, for example. The first orb is going to make it to where if you precisely hit an enemy in the center there, they're going to be struck by additional notes. And then the second orb is going to enable you to aim faster instead of having a slower aim speed. That dial will move quicker for you. His next ability is going to be Musical Ward. He's going to place a Musical Ward on a selected ally. For about 4 seconds, he's going to get some damage reduction and deal damage to nearby enemies from the target as well, over every half second for 3.5 seconds to enemies within the target's range. The first orb is going to add a movement reduction to the enemies nearby the target as well, and then the second orb is going to add a pushback if you cast it again. So you can put this on a target and then reactivate the ability again, and it's going to kind of blow up, dealing some damage and pushing the nearby enemies away from the target. This next ability is a little bit gimmicky, but if you can perform it correctly and accurately and quickly, it can be very rewarding. This one's called Resonance. He creates a sequence of 4 chords that must be played in the correct order. If you're familiar with like Final Fantasy XIV's Dancer class, where you hit the steps and then you have to hit the certain buttons to correctly perform that dance, it's similar to that. You activate Resonance, you press the 4 chords in the sequence that they're just displayed there, and on this original ability, he's going to deal some damage in a nearby area there, and also put those enemies to sleep if he does it perfectly. The first orb on this is going to allow you to miss one of the chords without it being considered an error, so you can kind of use this first orb to kind of learn a little bit better before you start going into the next orb, which will reduce the cooldown based on how fast you complete the chords. So this is the one that kind of rewards you for being better at this ability. Once you get the hang of it and you can perform these 4 chords quickly and accurately, it'll actually reduce the cooldown, so you can do this more and more often. And then the last orb is going to add a shield to allies that are hit in the area as well. So not only is it going to do damage and put the enemies to sleep, it's also going to put a shield on the party as well, and that accumulates as each step is successful. And And then, of course, last but not least, we have his Song of Healing, which is his ultimate support ability. He's going to play one of his famous masterpieces, the Song of Healing, as its melodious strains resonate with restorative energy over 8 seconds. So this is something where you activate this ability, you can walk around during the process. I do believe it has a proximity effect where the closer you are to Thomas, the more healing you would get. You do have to be nearby in order to really benefit from this healing here, but Thomas can walk around and follow the party, so it's not something where you need to stay in a designated area like in Marley's zone, for example. It's something that can be moved around, and you can follow Thomas out of danger and still be healed in the process here. So a little bit more movement based here, and in certain situations, of course, that is going to be preferred in different types of content. And that's going to wrap up Thomas's toolkit here. Overall, I did have a lot of fun playing Thomas. I didn't get him to a very high level. I think I got him at like level 6 or 7 or so I wasn't able to unlock Resonance or his ultimate, but he did feel very fun. And I did see him in the later ranks as well, when I would get randomly matched with other people. His heal was very convenient that we didn't have to sit in one spot. We can kind of just follow, or he could follow us rather, as we are moving from pack to pack or whatever. So there was a little bit of quickness to that. And his resonance ability did come in handy a lot as well. Especially once you get to the point where you can use that orb that reduces its cooldown when you do it quickly and perfectly. The sleeping component on that, where it puts everything that was hit by asleep, is very helpful, especially in some of those escort missions where a lot of times you're trying to get the mobs away from the person you're escorting, and then as soon as you kill those, new mobs spawn. So you can kind of time that in a way where as soon as those new mobs spawn, you can put them to sleep, and at least buys you time to finish off the other ones and then get to the new ones, drag them away from the escort, and so forth. So a lot of fun to play, has a lot of utility with his repetitive sleeps, and his damage reduction he can put on a target as well is also very handy. So it's a pretty strong support choice. And I know there's a lot of people out there who do like the Bard archetype, so I think he's going to be quite a popular hero. Some people might not want to necessarily play a cat. Some people will play him because he's a cat. So it's going to kind of go both ways with that. But really fun overall, really good support. I like the way they built it out. And the player fantasy, of course, is also really great with it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you play Thomas? Did you have fun with him? Did you play with a Thomas as well? Did you find it easier with his sleeps to manage things and take care of things without taking as much damage, maybe with his musical ward or his resonance, putting the enemies to sleep? Let me know in the comments below. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.